Happy Tuesday afternoon, November 19th, 2024, and it's 62.6 degrees out. Not awful terrible for riding a motorcycle in November. Don't really have a destination in mind. I just wanted to try out a GoPro mount that I 3D printed. You can kind of see it there on the handlebar. I got too much other junk mounted to my handlebars. Once I finally put the cup holder back up there, I kind of ran out of room for the GoPro. I had everything stacked up over here, so I moved the GoPro to this, or the cup holder to this side. And moving the cup holder, or using the cup holder, loses my GoPro mount. So I thought I'd tackle it myself and design and 3D print something. I jumped in Fusion 360 and put something together and printed it out. About 5 or 6 hours later, we had a thought that turned into a thing, but it looks like it's too jittery. I already ordered a new one of these mounts, which was over here, and I moved it over here for the cup holder. I found, I don't know if I didn't post a video on this, I found out if I really cranked down on the little nut back here that's supposed to be just a finger tight kind of thing, my cup holder doesn't move. And I can take my coffee with me when I go places, which is wonderful. But I ordered another one of these to put back over here. It came in this morning just in case the 3D print didn't work out. And it looks like the 3D print's not going to work out. That's just shaking way too much to be a usable video. Maybe if I print it more solid. I think I've got it 20% infill right now. I definitely don't have enough filament left over to do that. I really don't use my 3D printer all that often. I don't print a bunch of garbage. I just, when I need something and I think I can make it, I design it and print it. Or modify somebody else's design and print it. So back in April of 2023, I was driving on this very road, heading westbound, and I was going to there's a Walmart neighborhood market up here somewhere. I was going there to pick up something. I don't even remember what it was now, but the wife was cooking something for a party, or not for a party, but for a family get-together, and we needed something, and I was going to that Walmart neighborhood market for something. I can't remember what the hell it was, but just as I was passing over Holster Lake up there, I saw a guy on an old Road King, Harley Road King, sitting on the side of the road, and I was in the truck. So I stopped and asked him if he was all right. He said, I'm fine, but my throttle cable broke. He goes, I called my son to come pick me up, but he's out of the area at the moment. But he says he can be here in about an hour and a half, so I'm just going to hang around and wait for him. I was like, well, tell you what, I've got a trailer at the house. I'm going to buzz up here to Walmart, pick up what I was on my way out for, and then head home. And once I get home, I'll holler at you on the phone if you give me your phone number. And if your son's not any closer, or if you don't have somebody else helping you out, I'll hook up the trailer and come get you taken care of. So I did all that, and I went home, and I gave the guy a shout, and he goes, no, I'm still standing here on the side of Route 66. So I hooked up the trailer and went and loaded him up, took him back to his house. It wasn't 3 miles to get to where he was at from my house, and another 3 miles maybe to get to his house from where he was at. Wasn't a super big deal to me, but it was a huge deal to him. He darn near cried from some stranger stopping on the side of the road and helping him out. And once we got back to his house, his wife came out and was thanking me and said, well, I don't recognize you. I was like, what? I'm just a random guy that stopped on the side of the road to help him. And then she started crying because somebody had the thought to stop and help a guy standing on the side of the road that was in need. And it was April. It wasn't a super hot day. He wasn't going to die out there or heat stroke or anything. But it made them feel really good, and that made me feel really good. And that was the last I saw of him. But I had his phone number, and he said, "Well, tell you what," he goes, "you ever get up to Grady's," which is a little kind of like a music venue slash bar in Yukon, Oklahoma. He goes, "You ever get up to Grady's on a Tuesday around 3 p.m., I'm up there with my best friends watching Jeopardy. You swing by and I'll buy you a beer." So fast forward from April 2023 to November 2024, I'm normally in the office on a Tuesday out at Tinker Air Force Base, and by the time I would get home, he would be long gone from his Jeopardy outing with his buddies. But today I worked from home, so I got off of work and I was like, you know what? I want to ride a little bit before the wife and I go get dinner. And I just happened to think of Steve sitting at Grady's watching Jeopardy at 3 p.m. And it wasn't happenstance. The wife turned on Jeopardy at the house. I was like, oh! So I ran up there and I remembered a little bit what he was. Shorter, kind of heavy set, gray-haired fella with a lot of tattoos. Walked in and there was only one guy like that at the bar. Walked up and I was like, "Hey, are you Steve?" "Yes." I reached out and shook his hand, told him who I was, and he about lost it again. So stood there and talked to him for quite a while with him and his buddies. I drank a beer, and he came out and took a look at the bike. He hadn't seen my bike. Shook our hands about another, it seemed like 10 times probably throughout the whole happenstance, you know. I said, all right, I gotta run home, put the bike in the garage, go get dinner. So that gave me a nice little jaunt, not too awful far, enough to get the bike over 50,000 miles. I parked it the other day with 49,991 miles on it. And I didn't really have time to do any more riding that day, which was Sunday. And then Monday, the weather was garbage, so I wanted to at least put 9 miles on it today, and we've done that successfully and then some. Got to test the camera mount, pretty sure it's garbage, but I don't know, there might be some stability in the software of that GoPro Hero 2. Please don't shit. We'll see what it looks like tonight, and at least edit the video from the front camera and make a YouTube video out of it. So thank you for riding along on this short ride and a little bit of story time. And if the GoPro mount is worth a damn, I will post up a link on Thingiverse and share it in the description down below for any of you 3D printing folks out there that might want a copy of it. I did copy the design off of an existing mount that I had that was made for much narrower bars. These bars are 1.5 inches, and then I modified it just enough to where this had a little pocket to sit down into so it wouldn't as easily slide off. And then instead of the GoPro mount coming off of it, I put a ram mount ball coming off of it. And I suppose I could maybe put an actual GoPro mount on there to make it better, but God, I hate this road right here. If I'm going to modify it any further, I might as well just put this mount over here that I got an extra of now, and just mount it up there like I had it before. So now, thank you for riding along. Appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.